Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from sacredsoulempowerment.com, here to do your weekly intuitive reading for Monday, March 8th through Sunday, March 14th, 2021. For this week's weekly reading, we'll be using the Animal Wise Tarot by Ted Andrews for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the Psychic Reading Cards by Debbie Malone and Amalia Chitulescu. So just a reminder that this is the second week of the month of March. So if you haven't already watched the monthly intuitive reading, you want to be sure to go onto my YouTube channel to see the overview of the whole month of March, the astrological highlights, along with a message from our angels and guides and a special message card as well, depending on your stone of choice for that. So let's start out here today with looking at your stones of choice for this weekly reading. So our first stone of choice is amethyst, and a little heads up here is they are all going to be amethyst stones. They're just going to be in different kind of shapes, sizes, and configurations here. So this is a heart amethyst cluster. Okay, the amethyst, of course, is that beautiful purple stone that relates to the crown chakra for higher wisdom, higher knowledge. It connects to the crown chakra. It is also a stone of dreams. It's a stone of peace. And with this heart-shaped amethyst cluster, it's going to also bring in that higher heart chakra resonance. Now, when you have a cluster like this one, the amethyst cluster is going to be great for group work. This is great for connecting with people of like mind, people that come together with a common goal in mind, especially for the collective or for humanity or the planet Earth herself. And through that collective effort, we are able to lift the energies higher. So if you are doing any kind of group work, or you want to form some sort of a group or collaborate with a group, or you want to open that higher heart chakra, if you will, to the divine unconditional love of the universe, then perhaps this is the stone of choice for you this week. Your second stone of choice, as I said, they're all amethyst. But these are two amethyst points, a pair of double terminated, meaning there's a point on both sides. They're really small, so it's kind of hard to even hold them to show you. But there's a point on both sides of this pair of amethyst. So first of all, we have a pair, right? So this is about relationship matters, whether it be romantic or business or friendship or family. This is going to bring in that higher energy into the relationship because of that high vibration of that purple amethyst. So we're opening up to, again, higher wisdom and higher knowledge of how we can interact with one another from a higher spiritual level, or look at things from a higher spiritual perspective as far as what's happening in our relationships. This also, because it's double terminated, meaning there's points on both sides of this has a more focused energy. But with amethyst is such a peaceful, calming, kind of a soft energy, right? It's a powerful spiritual energy, but it's got a softness and a nurturingness with it. And it's just kind of a gentle, peaceful, calming energy. So this is going to help to focus that energy in whatever direction you want to focus to. And in fact, we can focus it in many different directions at once because we have 2 points on 2 different stones here. So we're focusing all of that high vibrational, unconditional love, unconditional compassion, unconditional forgiveness between ourselves and others, and even not just from this lifetime, but perhaps we want to direct that energy into previous lifetimes, past lifetimes, or parallel lifetimes to bring healing to relationship matters in all directions and dimensions of time and space. And then our last stone of choice is an amethyst pyramid. So the amethyst pyramid, it's got a point on the top, obviously, and it's got a nice flat grounded 4-sided base here. So what do we think of when we think of amethyst? Again, The amethyst, as we already said, it's great for claircognizance. It's great for fine-tuning your psychic abilities, other than claircognizance, even the clairvoyance, the clairaudience. But I often think of claircognizance because claircognizance is clear knowing, where we just know something to be, and it relates to the crown chakra. And since amethyst relates to the crown chakra, it seems that it's most pertinent with that particular psychic ability. This is also great for healing, right? It's kind of allowing this divine universal energy to flow down from the heavens, if you will, through the point of that pyramid, and then interspersing down each side of that pyramid to ground it into manifestation. This has 4 points on the bottom, right? The four-sided bottom of the pyramid. The number 4 is about manifestation. It's about security, stability, and bringing something into a grounded focus. So here it is, we're bringing whatever our intentions are from the higher universe, right? Through visualization, through meditation, and our intentions are coming down with that higher vision and then being brought down into third dimensional shape and form to be manifested on this plane of reality. Okay, this is a very kind of powerful symbol, right? With that particular point on the top. So our stones of choice again are the heart-shaped amethyst cluster. We have the pair of double terminated amethyst, and we have the amethyst pyramid. So let's talk a little bit about the astrology for the week. So there's not a whole lot going on, but we do have a new moon a little bit later this week. But we're going to start on Wednesday, the 10th of March, with the sun connecting to Neptune. Now, the sun rules our sense of self-identity. It rules our creative self-expression. The sun is how we shine our light, or the lens through which we shine our light. And right now, the sun is in Pisces. So the lens through which we're shining our light out into the world creatively is through that Pisces lens. And Pisces is all about unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness, selfless service to humanity. It's very artistic, it's very humanitarian, it's very spiritual, it's very romantic, and it's very much a dreamer and a visionary. So again, the sun is coming together with Neptune, and Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. So we have a huge Neptunian influence, and Neptune rules the spiritual realm, and it rules things that are unseen or intangible. I feel like with this combination, with the sun in Pisces, connecting with Neptune in Pisces on Wednesday, this is really going to heighten our psychic abilities, all types of psychic abilities. It's going to heighten our creative and artistic abilities. It's going to heighten our healing abilities. It may also heighten our lack of focus, though, and lack of direction, because Pisces can be kind of a confusing sort of sign where we don't see things clearly, or we're wearing rose-colored glasses, so it's hard to really see the reality about something. You know, it's great for meditation and creative writing and anything to do with imagination or spiritual projects. But when it comes to third dimensional time and space, and taking care of business and life that needs to be taken care of, that Neptune influence with the sun and Neptune is not the best suited for that kind of third dimensional activity. But if you're in any kind of, again, creative and artistic activity, or you're using your psychic abilities, or you're connecting with your higher spiritual self in some way, shape, or form, or you're doing healing or getting healing done, this is all very supportive for that kind of connection. And then we're skipping ahead to Saturday the 13th. On Saturday the 13th, now it's Venus's turn to connect with Neptune. So Venus is also in Pisces. Venus rules love and harmony, relationships, partnerships. It rules our values and our sense of self-value. It rules our personal resources like money and finances. Now, as far as money and finances, Venus in Pisces is not the best place. because again, that Pisces energy is very confusing and brings forth kind of this intangibleness or illusion, not seeing things clearly. And so therefore, there might be some confusing situation going on with finances, or we miss something when we're trying to take care of our finances, or we have, monies and all of a sudden it seems to be kind of usurped and disappear because that Piscean energy, and again, because Venus is also connecting with Neptune and Pisces has this effect to where things just kind of disappear, things dematerialize, things kind of, they move into that higher realm of the spiritual realm. And in the spiritual realm, we don't need money and finances, right? So it's almost like if you tried to hold on to the energy of money and it just kind of slipped through your fingers. Now, conversely, Venus ruling money and finances connecting with Neptune can bring in magical blessings as well, as long as we're not focused too hard or trying too hard, or, as long as we're not getting stuck in a rut in our mind, because that Pisces energy is very creative and very flowing and very visionary. And if we just use our minds to imagine prosperity and abundance, if we use our mind to imagine blessings, if we use our mind to ask for the magical miracles that the universe has to bestow upon us, then we can bring in magically that abundance and prosperity through money. It's just by surrendering and letting go, trusting and having faith, because trust and faith is a big part of Pisces, that we're able to magically materialize things. Now, in relationships, Venus can sometimes wear rose-colored glasses when she's in Pisces or when she's connecting to Neptune, and she's doing both right now. So this can be about falling in love with love. This can be about seeing the fantasy of something, or not seeing someone clearly because you're seeing the best in them. Now, none of those things are bad or wrong. In fact, they're all very beautiful. But just make sure that if you're making any huge and big decisions in your life, that you might wait a little bit for this aspect to pull apart, which is going to be just within a couple of days. If you need to, again, see something with clarity, it's going to come over time. So just know that right now there's a very romantic viewpoint, and sometimes a deceptive or illusionary viewpoint when it comes to love and relationships and money and finances. But again, a very beautiful, romantic, fantasy-like kind of energy. And it's really nice to immerse yourself in that unconditional love and unconditional compassion and total forgiveness. And merging, spiritually merging with one another on a higher plane of existence, which is what Venus and Neptune like to do. So this leads us up to the new moon, because the new moon in Pisces is also on Saturday. So this means that not only on Saturday do we have Venus in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, but the sun and the moon are coming together in Pisces on Saturday. So there's a lot of Piscean energies going on over the weekend. The new moon occurs at 23 degrees of that sign of the fish. And this is about new beginnings on a spiritual level, new beginnings on the spiritual plane, new beginnings in creative energies or artistic energies, because that's what Pisces rules. This isn't necessarily something that manifests in 3D form right away, okay? But the new beginnings can be about our spiritual connections to our angels and guides, connections to our higher soul self, even connections to loved ones on the other side, which is even, again, supported by that Venus coming together with Neptune on the same day as the new moon. So if we have a new moon on Saturday, that means that the day before Friday is that dark of the moon time period, which will also be in Pisces. So just be aware that there's going to be a lot of kind of emotional healing that's taking place on Friday the 12th, the day before the new moon, when there's no light being reflected. There's no moonlight, right? The moon is dark at that time. When we have a new moon, it's kind of void of being seen in the sky, so therefore it's not reflecting any light to us. So this brings up sometimes emotional subconscious patterns and emotional healing that needs to take place, or emotional issues maybe even with other people. So this is just something to kind of be aware of. But all that Pisces energy throughout the week with the Sun and Neptune, and then Venus and Neptune and the new moon, is all a beautiful, magical energy filled with creative inspiration and spiritual guidance and messages from the divine. So let's go ahead and take a look at the messages from our angels and guides. And we turn over the first card here, and we have the Five of Earth, or the Five of Pentacles. So, interestingly, that Earth or Pentacles, or the suit of four-leggeds in this particular deck, is a suit that deals with material reality. It deals with job, career, money, finances, things tangible within the family or relationship matters. And the number 5 sometimes brings confusion or chaos, or a lot of things happening all at once, which can create anxiety or a feeling of overwhelm because we're very, very busy. The message at the bottom, and this is the mouse, by the way, in this deck, but it says examining life's lessons. So again, these life lessons, if you will, life lessons within our family, life lessons within our job, life lessons within our relationships, within our finances, all of these things are coming to light, and we're needing to look at them a little bit more deeply. We're needing to understand why the patterns are there or why it keeps popping up in our life. And again, there seems to be some sort of overwhelm or a lot of energies kind of going on here, swirling around, which again, all that Pisces energy makes things a little confusing right now, and we're lacking focus or lacking perspective. And as I said, we're in that dark of the moon phase before the new moon over the weekend. So that can bring in almost a more intensified amount of confusion and not being able to make heads or tails out of anything, or having so many things go on at once. And with the Pisces energy, we're not able to focus and get things done. We kind of, get a little bit of mental anxiety and overwhelm from everything that's happening. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next card. And the next card is the King of Ancients, or the King of Fire, the King of Wands. It's the Cobra in the Animal Wise Tarot deck. And it says swift, sudden decisions and actions. Had to tilt it there for a second. Swift and sudden decisions and actions. So, that's a cobra, right? The cobra strikes very fast, very quickly. It might just be sitting there very still, and then all of a sudden it strikes out at you. And the cobra is a very powerful snake, a very powerful totem. Snakes are all about transformation, death and rebirth, and changes that are happening. Now, the King of Ancients, or the King of Fire, or King of Wands, right? The king is the ruler. The king takes charge. The king is an authority figure, right? So the king has a lot of leadership abilities, able to kind of make those decisions. And that's where it says swift and fast decisions are needed, right? So we have to be the king. And the fire element is the spiritual element. It's creative. It's spiritual. It's hot, it's passionate. And so we might have, again, this very passionate kind of nature right now. That fire is very passionate. The king, again, is authority, leadership. So we're very passionate about something. We're very passionate, and we need to make a quick decision about what's happening. It might be because that previous card of feeling anxiety or overwhelm, or there's a lot going on. Maybe we need to make some very quick, sudden, and fast decisions because of something that's happening in our lives. We are in a cycle of completion, by the way, because we have all this energy right now. The sun, the moon, some of these other planets are in Pisces, and Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So it is a time of tying up loose ends, spiritually speaking. It's a time to complete karmic lessons because we're getting ready for a spring equinox new beginning, which doesn't happen this week, but it's going to come up very soon this month, where the sun moves into Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. And then we're going to have these planting new seeds and new beginnings coming. So right now we're healing, we're releasing, we're surrendering, we're letting go. We're going through this process of purging. And again, this death and rebirth and transformation of the snake that's coming in. And so some of these decisions might be about just our belief systems and our mindsets, our thoughts that we no longer need to hang on to. It might not be situational, or it could be both. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next card here. The next card is the Queen of Ancients. So we've got the King and the Queen together. The King and the Queen of the same suit together. So we're balancing the divine masculine of the King and the divine feminine of the Queen. The King takes action and makes decisions. The Queen is receptive and allowing and nurturing and mothering, but she's still strong because she's in fire. She's in the wand suit here. So she's got an authority all her own, but her authority is a little bit different. Her authority is more gentle and nurturing, but still authority nonetheless. And this is the crocodile, and it says primal strength and creation. So again, that fire element, the wands, is a very creative spiritual energy. So she's here to bring in that creative fire, that primal energy. If you think about a mother who protects her young, whether it be a human mother or an animal mother from the animal kingdom, it's a primal energy to kind of rise up and protect the young, right? And so that's what this queen is heralding here. She's got this primal energy of creation and protection going on. And it's interesting that we have the crocodile, right? An ancient. One of the ancients is the crocodile. One of the ancients here, the King of Ancients, is the snake. So we've got some reptile energy here, not to be confused with reptilian, but reptile energy, meaning that these creatures that are reptiles have been on the planet for a very, very long time. Maybe much longer than other species in the animal kingdom, right? We have animal species that come and go, and some of them unfortunately become extinct. Others over time are created in a different way. They kind of change with the over the years of what they need to adapt to as far as on the planet. But the crocodiles, the snakes, and they're probably very similar to what they were a long, long, long time ago. So they have that very primal kind of energy about them. But I love that the king and the queen here are together, moving forward with their divine masculine and divine feminine energy with strength, courage, confidence, and leadership, as well as this energy of inner strength and creation. So I got a card back here, as you might have noticed. Decided to pull one for the new moon in Pisces. So let's see what that has to say for our new moon cycle. We do have an ace. It's not the ace of water that you might think, though, because Pisces is a water sign. This instead is the ace of air. It's still about new beginnings because it's an ace, but the air or the swords or the winged one suit is about the mental realm, which is interesting, right? This is a new way of thinking, a new way of perceiving, a new way of communicating, a new way of believing. It's all of that mental realm stuff. This is the woodpecker, right? Woodpeckers knock on the trees, and so we can kind of consider this metaphorically to be the universe is knocking on our door. Are we going to listen? Are we going to answer the call? Are we going to answer the door and see what these new beginnings are all about? The message says unique new rhythms of success. So through these new thoughts, through these new perceptions, through these new ideas, through these new ways of believing about something, and if we listen to the knock and we answer the door, the universe is going to give us this unique new rhythm of success that we can move into and carry with us into the spring equinox, that time of new beginnings that isn't too far away. So listen to the signs and the messages. This could be through animal totems. This could be through numbers, divine numerology or numbers. This could be by looking at your astrology chart. This could be by getting a reading or throwing some divination cards for yourself. But there's messages coming in here. The birds are always messengers. The woodpecker is knocking on your door to have you listen to something or be greeted with some new energy. But also because it's the ace of air, the ace of swords, which brings in, again, these new mental energies, these new communications and messages that are coming to us from outside of us. And it doesn't just necessarily mean through spirit. It could be through other people as well. Okay, so let's take a look at your special message card. I feel like I want to put that here so it's visible. So, special message card depending on your stone of choice. Okay, so the first stone of choice was the heart-shaped amethyst cluster. We're asking for a special message for the amethyst cluster people. I opened my eyes and this one's sticking out. Okay. We have white light. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. White light. And we have a woman here with her dress outstretched, and there's angel wings in the background with this beautiful white light. So this is about surrounding yourself right now in white light. White light for healing, white light for protection, white light for guidance. Again, it just makes me feel like we're in this cycle of completion. So as you might be purging or releasing or letting go, physically with your physical body, or emotionally, there might be emotional stuff coming up, mentally with old thoughts and patterns and belief systems that are coming up that need to be addressed. If you call in that white light and surround yourself with that white light, you call in that angelic assistance. And always make sure too that when you're making decisions, that you make decisions that are in alignment with your spiritual truth, right? That lead you more towards the light and not away from it. This woman's walking towards the light. So those things that are good and pure and honest and of integrity, those are the things that you want to walk towards. And if you surround yourself and call in, visualize yourself surrounded by that white light, then you're going to be, again, protected and guided, and everything will unfold in the best way possible for you. All right. For those of you that chose the double terminated pair of amethyst, double terminated pair of amethyst. The one on the bottom, actually, yes, the one on the bottom. Okay, doorways. Okay, you're getting ready to walk through some new doorways. I feel like you still need to close some old doors yet, though. I feel like the next couple of weeks is going to be a time where you're releasing, letting go, pulling cords. There could be things within your job, could be things within your family, could be things within certain relationship dynamics. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean the relationship itself, but definitely at least about the patterns within the relationships where the doors need to be closed. There needs to be a healing. There needs to be a completion, because pretty soon the universe is going to offer you, again, just like the woodpecker knocking on the door, right? You're being called to walk through a new door here, a door into a new direction, a new way of being, a new way of feeling, a new life. And there might be more than one door. There is more than one door in this picture. Now, there's only one door that's kind of completely open, but also know that there's other options. There's other potentials and opportunities. So don't feel like there's only one potential here. Don't feel like there's only one doorway you can walk through. Know that those other doors, even though they're currently right now in this picture closed, doesn't mean that they can't simply be opened, or that you can't ask someone to help you open them. There's other people in this picture here. So, these other people can assist you in some way, shape, or form, maybe to open up a new idea or move into a different and better way for yourself, support you in some way. So know that there might be more than one opportunity here, more than one doorway for you to walk through in order for you to move into this light that's behind that one doorway, at least, because more than likely, if you open each of these doors, there's going to be that light behind each one of them. So know that you're not bound to just one possibility here. Know that you can look to other possibilities as well, and ask the universe, ask your angels and guides, and even ask other people for the support and help and assistance and guidance that's needed for you to make the best possible choice for yourself. Whoops, I accidentally dropped that on the floor. I'm just going to let it be there for now. Let me see if I can bring it over to me here. Okay, got it. Thank you for your patience. All right, and then for those of you that chose the amethyst pyramid, special message for amethyst pyramid people. Okay, this one's calling my attention when I open my eyes. Nature. Okay, there's something about the beauty of nature, which is a perfect time to be inspired right now with the Pisces energy, right? Pisces is this dreamy, imaginative, beautiful, creative, colorful kind of energy. So some of you, this message may literally mean that you need to get out into that beauty. You need to get out into nature. It's going to help to revitalize you. It's going to help you to connect with your spiritual self, your higher self, or the other realms of existence where there is love and peace and unity. This could, let's see, this also has a feeling of a message of opening up to other possibilities as well. You know, there's this wide open expansive space here in this picture, right? The big beautiful flower in the fields, the wonderful mountains in the background, the beautiful rainbow, the colorful sky. I just feel like maybe you've been a little closed down, or maybe you've been a little closed off. And it's time to open to the beauty that's within yourself. And it's time to expand your energies into other directions. It's time to expand your emotions in a more positive space. Expand your creativity in a more positive way. Maybe it's time to get out there and see the world a little bit because you've been so closed off with the recent events over the last year. And whether it's to just take a day trip and see again the beauty that nature has to offer, the beauty that this planet has to offer, it will re-inspire you in such a beautiful way, and will give you hope that there's something new and better and wonderful that's coming and unfolding as this cycle of completion is coming to a close. And I guess, you know, I don't even know if there really is a rainbow there in that sky, but the way I'm holding it and looking at it, you know, to me, there's this rainbow color of energies, at least very well. So I'm going to go with this idea that there's this rainbow of hope and the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow and the blessings. You know, at the very least, we have the sun peeking through the clouds, but the sky is beautiful. Even though there's clouds in the sky, it's a beautiful, beautiful sky. So know that there's beautiful things ahead, an expansive world out there, and not just out there nature-wise, planetary-wise, but there's an expansive world out there for you as well. There's a lot of beauty out there for you to involve yourself in, immerse yourself in, and be a part of. All right. I hope everyone's liked this weekly intuitive reading. Thank you so much, everyone, for subscribing to the channel, sharing the video, commenting on the video, following me on Facebook, Instagram, checking out my new website that's under constant development and changes. We've got some new products that are going to be launched soon, and I'm very excited about that. Thank you so much for all of these wonderful reviews that you've been sending in. I appreciate that. It's very helpful to see the wonderful words that you say, and you know, it just kind of brightens my heart. And getting a little choked up because I really appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, I wouldn't have been able to be where I am today. So thank you so much, everyone. Sending you lots of love and light and many, many angel blessings.